This is how you can create professional invoices for your clients using SaleGen. The first thing you need to do is you log in to your SaleGen account. Just simply click on this and log in, enter your email and your password, and you can log in. Once you're logged in, this is what your account probably looks like. Once you've done that, you need to go to the payments tab. So in your account, you'll see this tab known as payments. Just simply click on this and come here. I'm assuming you've connected your payment processor, set up payments and everything correctly. I'm assuming you've done all of that already. Like before you can start generating invoices, you need to do a couple of steps like connecting Stripe, PayPal, Razorpay, whatever you want to use to collect payments and everything. And it's a couple of steps, not very long, but yeah, you need to do that. Also, you need to create the product, the thing for which you're going to be getting paid for in the invoice. You need to create that in your SaleGen account as well. Like over here in the products, you actually need to create like the product which you're going to be selling as well. So a couple of steps are involved. If you've not done that, there's a separate tutorial on doing this. Please watch that before doing this. This won't work if you've not done that before. Like please watch that before doing this once again. Again, if you're an employee and you work for someone, you work for a company who uses SaleGen, there's absolutely no worries. You do not need to do any of this. Your employers have probably figured it out. This is what you do once you've set all these things and you figured all of these things out. Once you're in the payments tab, click on all invoices. Like just over here, you're here in invoices and estimates. Click on all invoices if you've not done that already. At the top right corner of the screen, you'll see this button where it says new. Just click on the new button and click on new invoice. Pretty simple. After that, where it says customer information, you need to click on the drop down arrow. And like this is a small step which you now need to do. So you see this button where it says customer information and there's a drop down arrow over here. Just simply bring your mouse over here and click on this. Now you can see like a lot of people's contact information. And these are basically all the contacts which currently exist in your SaleGen CRM and in your SaleGen account. If the person who you want to send the invoice to, he or she if they already exist in the CRM, then you can just simply select the name from the drop down menu. And obviously it's pretty unlikely. So if you're like, let's say you want to send an invoice to John, I can just select that. If you already exist, like I will only see contact info and details of people who are already a part of my CRM, like they already exist in the CRM. And if I wanted to send an invoice to John, he already exists. I can just select his name over here. And everything else is taken care of. But I'm probably assuming you don't have his or her contact details, or he's not a part of your CRM right now because he's a stranger. And he's a stranger for a reason, which means it's highly unlikely you have this. Obviously, if he has booked like a sales call with you, whatever, his details will be there because he probably filled out a form. But I'm assuming it does not exist. This is what you do if that's the case. Click on the add customer button over here. You where it says like select customer. You can see this button called add customer. Just click on this. After that, you just need three things: name, email, and phone number. It says address as well. I never enter it. I don't really ever felt the need. Let's say I wanted to send a invoice to a random person called Casey. I just enter the name of the person. I'll enter the email, whatever it is, and I'll enter the phone number. I'm just entering like a random phone number, whatever the phone number is, and just click on the save button. And that is customer information taken care of. Once again, another thing I wanted to share: only ask the customer for details you don't already know. If you already know, what people do is they go on sales calls and they ask the person for the email when they already know the email. Every extra question you ask them is moving you a step closer or moving you a step away from the sale because it's adding friction. So if you already know the name of the person, the phone number of the person, and you only want the email, just ask them for the email. If you know their name and you know their email and you don't know their phone number, just ask for the phone number. It's not very difficult, not very complicated. Just use common sense. After that, you need to set the due date of the invoice. So over here it says invoice number. You can enter like anything. Doesn't really matter like what's the number of the invoice. Issue date is when the invoice was issued, which is probably going to be the day you're creating the invoice. And due date is when the invoice is due. So if the invoice is due like on a future date, select that date. But I'm probably assuming you're watching this because you get like paid on the spot using sales calls, or like you just get paid on the spot. So if that's the case, select today's date whenever the day you're sending out the invoice. After that, where it says add product, click on the add product button, and from the drop down menu, just select the exact product which you want to create the invoice for. Once again, if you've not created a product, this won't work, and watch the previous tutorials on doing that. Whatever the product is, just simply click on that. Ensure it's added over here, and that's literally like all you had to do. After that, you can click on, like, there are two things you can do right now. Like, firstly, like, click on save for God's sake, because there's no point in doing all of this. Yeah, just click on the save button and save everything. If you want to send an invoice via email or like SMS, click on send. I won't recommend this. This was not suggested. Like, click on the send button and this will open up. So right now you can like give the invoice a name. You can decide if you want to send it via email and text, just via email or just via text. That's totally up to you. So I'll just like, this is what you do if you want to send invoices using emails and everything. And what do you mean by test and live? Like, live means the person can actually pay, and test mode is like test mode where the person is not actually paying but he can see the invoice. So only do this if you're testing the invoices for yourself. Otherwise, always have it on live, because why do you want the person to not pay you real money? And then you can just click on send if you want to send via emails and stuff. I don't like doing that because that leaves the date of the payment up to the person. And what I'll suggest you to do is to generate an invoice link and get paid on the spot. Like, share the link with the person and on the call only get paid. If you want to do that, once you've created the invoice, you see this drop down menu at the right side of the send button. Click on this. And after that, you see this button called copy and mark as sent. Just click on this button. Like, it will save and everything. And now what you can do is you can share the link to the invoice. So this is the invoice which we just created. You can see the name of the customer and everything. And when you click on like whatever the name of the button is, actually forgot. Yeah, copy and mark as sent. It tells the system that the invoice has been sent without actually sending it. So after that, what you can do, you can click on these three dots and you can click on copy link over here. Once you've done that, you can just open it up in an incognito window, paste whatever you copied, and you can see the invoice, and just double check it, see if everything is working fine, the payment and all. Yeah. After that, click on the pay $6,000 once, and yeah, the person can enter their card details and they can get paid. That's how you send invoices to customers. I'll always suggest you to use this approach because, yeah, that's because like you're getting paid on the spot. That's how you create invoices. Once again, if you don't know how to do this, watch the tutorials on this first before actually trying to do this, because they simply won't work. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Take care, man. Have a beautiful, lovely, fantastic day ahead. Bye bye.